Let's see if we can verify that two functions are in fact inverses of each other. Now, the way we do that is we will do f of g and also g of f. And if both f of g and g of f end up equaling just x, well then shazam, they're inverses. And if not, they're not inverses. So let's go about this. Here we got f of x equals 3x minus 3, and g of x equals 1/3 x plus 4. Well, let's start off with f of, well, I can't write a little 0 for some reason. F of g. So I'm going to substitute g of x for x in f of x. So that's going to be 3 times 1/3 x plus 4, then minus 3. Well, let's see. 3 times 1/3 x is just x. And 3 times 4, that's 12. So now I've got x plus 12 minus 3, or f of g equals x plus 9. Not looking good, not looking good. All right, well, let's do g of f, just for the fun of it. And we're going to substitute in 3x minus 3 for x into 1/3 x plus 4. So now we got 1/3 times 3x minus 3 plus 4. All right, well, 1/3 times 3x is just 1x. And 1/3 times negative 3 is negative 1 plus 4. And that's going to equal x plus 3. So no, these are not inverses of each other, because when we did f of g and g of f, they both didn't equal just x. Now, shall we do one more? I can see you in the classroom now, and everybody's screaming, yes, 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 Mr. Williams, please do one more, please do one more. And how could I turn that down with that kind of enthusiasm? All right, so now we got f of x equals 2x squared minus 1, and g of x equals the square root of x plus 1 over 2. Well, let's do f of g. So f of g equals 2 times the square root of x plus 1 over 2 squared minus 1. Well, let's see. The square root of x plus 1 over 2 squared is going to equal x plus 1 over 2 minus 1. So now I've got 2 times x plus 1 over 2. Well, my 2's here are going to cancel to 1. And then I'm going to have x plus 1 minus 1. And f of g is just simply going to equal x. Now this one's actually looking pretty good. Now we're going to do g of f. And when we do g of f, we're going to substitute f of x in for x of g of x. That's a lot of x's. All right, well, let's go. We got the square root of 2x squared minus 1 plus 1 over 2. All right, well, let's see. Negative 1 plus 1 is going to be 0. So then we got the square root of 2x squared over 2. Well, again, the 2's are going to cancel. It's just going to leave me with the square root of x squared. And the square root of x squared Square root of x squared. Well, that's just going to equal x. Oh, and all that screaming from the room. Please, Mr. Williams, please do one more. Yielded us a yes. These are inverses of each other. Because f of g equals x and g of f equals x, and everybody's happy and the crowd is going wild. Try to contain yourselves. You're in class after all.